Right. What's really funny, here are some screens and they say, Damien, speak. I guess that just means if you're nervous, just talk. Okay, great. Hey, I'm really excited to be here. This is the last 5 minutes. Do you know the last 5 minutes? They usually take about 30 minutes. But it's the last 5. This is the last speech of the convention, and it should be all for you. After this, we're all going to break out of here. We're all going to, get home in our cars and automobiles and planes, and we're all going to talk to people at the airport, right? I suggest middle seats, by the way. Middle seats in the airplane, because you have someone to talk to you on your right and someone to talk to you on your left. And just in case the guy in the aisle doesn't listen, just talk to the guy on the window. He can't leave. All right? So this is my pro tip number 1 for you today. I think this has been an incredible convention. I think this has been an amazing kickoff for every one of you. And I know that there's so many of you here that can't wait to just, finally break out of here and go home and get to work. How many of you want to get to work? Seriously. This should be the feeling. This should be the feeling that you have. This is why we do a convention like this, because we want to kind of unite everyone and really, achieve big things. And before you can achieve big things, you need to start thinking bigger. You need to start dreaming bigger. In order to live large, you have to permit yourself to be large, to look at greatness, to look at things that are not average. There's always something that I really don't like, and that's the word average. I just don't like it because, average per definition is just the sum total of everyone, looking at one result. And this is just, there's no individual performance. There is no individual, unleashing your potential. And I believe that all of us, if we unleash our true potential, something magnificent will happen. And ultimately, it's all about the day that turns your life around. Some of you have been working for that day really hard. Like you heard from my sponsor, he started at 8 years old. I heard more of his story last night. Sometimes when they were missing the bus, they slept at the gas station bathroom and then woke up before customers came and just got back to work. See, some of you have been working your entire lives for the day that will turn your life around. Some of you just came here, heard about Jeunesse 2 days ago. You just heard about it and you're just like, hey, are you free on the weekend? And you were like, yeah. And all of a sudden you're right here with all these crazy people. How about that? But ultimately, it's that day that you decide something is going to change. And that change will come from you. It's not going to be any timing outside of you. It's not going to be the company or the product or the new Nivos or anything. It is going to be you taking the decision that from now on, everything is going to be different. And that's the day that's going to turn your life around. So look at your neighbor real quick and say, this is the day that's going to turn your life around. Now the question is, how many of you believe that? Because it's all about the belief. Some people said that the way from your head to the heart is the longest distance. It's the longest distance. It's the moment that you start believing what's possible. And when you have that feeling that you're powerful, when you have that feeling that you're in this business for yourself but not by yourself, we got the team, right? We got the corporate management, we got the products, we got the leadership. We're simply the best in this industry. Did you realize that? There is nothing like Jeunesse. There is nothing like today. I would say there's even nothing like this region right now. Europe is on the map like nothing I've ever seen before. We could have hoped and prayed and worked for this day, but ultimately it was given to us just like that. And we're right here. And my question to you is, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? And I also want to expand your vision on what it will mean. Because some of you, you'll think about what will be possible, but I want to extend that. How many people will benefit if you take the decision to really make it happen? how many people will benefit? It's not for your own benefit. It is going to change everyone around you. It's going to change the people you love the most, the people you care for the most. What will you be able to do? Who will you be able to inspire? See, it's a ripple effect like everything. One of my favorite quotes is, little consecutive steps done over time will lead to a massive result in the future. Have you ever heard that? It is really, really true. See, it's no wonder to be successful if for 6 years straight all you do is meetings every day. How can you not be successful? How can you not find the right people? How can you not, inspire people that believe the same thing you believe? And see, winning in this business isn't really enrolling someone. Winning is start sharing your vision and your passion. You have to tell them why you're here. It doesn't matter what you know. What matters is that you care and what you care for, and that you share that, and that you're authentic, and that people can connect with you. See, in this business, you don't need to be the perfect rhetoric. You don't need to be the perfect salesperson, the best dressed guy in the room. You just need to be the one with the most passion. Passion ignites a fire, and it ignites it in yourself, and it also ignites it in other people. And passion should be the thing that wakes you up in the morning. Passion should be the thing that doesn't let you sleep at night. It's the thing that you want to sleep, but you just can't because you see all these things going on that you can do every single minute of your life. You can have an impact. And that's the kind of a feeling, that's the kind of a power that I want you to leave you with. I want you to write down like a game plan that when you get out of here, that you know what are your next steps, who are you going to talk to, who are the next 100 people you're going to share this opportunity with, that you're going to share the products with, that you're going to reach out and truly help them make a difference in their lives. That is what's powerful if we do this with 5,000 people in this room. See, 5,000 people in this room. Imagine this, just a little numbers game. And I love numbers because I worked in a bank, in a big Deutsche Bank. I have no idea if you know which one I mean. Imagine 5,000 people. Next week, reaching out to 100 new people. Now that's a whole lot of people. Think about that. That's a lot of people, right? Next week, we're talking about, what is that? 50,000? I don't want to embarrass myself on stage, but it's 50,000 people that we can reach out next week. This is powerful. So if you have ever dreamed of really unleashing your potential in this business, you have to tap deep inside your why. You have to start becoming passionate. You have to start, putting the work in. You have to start putting priorities. You have to start plan your life around Jeunesse for one single year so that for the rest of your life, Jeunesse will finance whatever you want in your life. See, that's what it really is. That's what it comes down to, When it's easy, everybody would just do it, but there's a price to pay. You have to understand there's going to be the moment that you don't, let me say it this way. Amateurs, they work when they feel like it. But if you're a pro, you just work anyways. And you make yourself feel like it. Did you ever not feel like working, but then you picked up the phone and you talked to someone, and while you were talking to the person, you excited yourself back on track? Have you ever had that? Just exciting yourself? See, that's what you got to do. Just keep on going. Keep that flame burning. It is very, very, very important. Great things. See, the next convention, Amsterdam, think about that. It's going to sell out. I think by the end of January at the latest. So you got to prepare your teams for that. Did Kyle tell you it's only 4,000 seats? Just want to mention this. There's more people in here today. So you better get your tickets. But again, I don't want to sell. I'm just telling you, how much market share do you want? How many people do you want to have in that room? So make sure you'll be there. But anyways, the day that will turn your life around, and it could be today, but it's really up to you. See, it's about you tapping into that greatness. And I want to give you one thing about, limits and rules. Many times in life we think, it's really hard because I have to do this, or I have to do that, or what is this person going to think about me, or I don't know if my boss is going to be happy if I, post this on Facebook or whatever. If you live your life like that, trying to please everyone, if you live your life like trying to always stay, nice and clean within the limits, it is very, very hard to tap into your true greatness. It's very hard. And you have to understand that freedom comes from inside. If you understand that you're a free individual, you're responsible to whatever you hold yourself accountable to, whatever you want to be responsible for. So you were born on this planet to do whatever is your purpose, whatever is your passion. And all the rules or the things people do or don't or whatever, this has been made up by some other people that are not much smarter than you are. Does that make sense? See, what I really want is I want you to allow to just do what you already know you can do. We're at the end of a 2-day convention. There is nothing else I can add to the mix to give you the secret thing and, you got to use that line when you talk to someone. No, it's really all about allowing yourself to finally break through. To take that, take that red button, that red button, and it has been a little dusty for a while. You just undust it, and then you just push it with full force. And that's the day that's going to turn your life around, the day that people will look at you and say, what happened at that convention in Berlin? I don't realize you, how do you say that? I don't, what is that? Recognize you anymore, exactly. I don't recognize you anymore. Who are you? What happened? See, people need to see that. You can't say, I'm excited, but now I really, I don't have too much time, but let's talk, in a week from now about this. That doesn't work. You have to be on fire. This is very, very important. And you have to work the numbers. It is very, very important that you do not stop talking to people. What you should do is constantly advertising what we do and share this better life that we have. This is what will ultimately make you successful. And you have to become the leader. You have to start leading. See, it's not important that everybody believes in your vision at the beginning. It's not important. But what is important is that people know that you believe in the vision. That's what's important. People will follow you because you believe in where you're going. See, most people have no idea where they're going. They'll be happy if somebody leads them whatever place, and they'll follow. This is the truth. Most people don't know what to do with their lives, but you're here. You got passion. You got a purpose. We have a mission. I love that mission statement of Jeunesse, to help each other to look younger and be younger and help each other to fulfill our potential. It's amazing. This is what it ultimately comes down to. You see, happiness comes from giving. Happiness comes from giving. So how can you give? By being the best example you can be for all the other people. Because if you think small, if you play small, and your life's going to be small, everybody else is just going to think that's the way it should be. But if you come home and you just start changing something, if you use that day today, it's going to turn your life around and you just change everything. Change how you see yourself. Change how you see future potential. And you start acting differently. Guess what? You're going to get a different result. And see, this is the moment that it all comes down to your decision to break through. My most powerful thought that I ever had in this business was the realization that it's up to me to completely reinvent myself. You don't have to have a logical reason on why you're going to be or become the best person in this room. There doesn't need to be any logic to it. There doesn't need to be any evidence for it. You can just decide to be that person. And in 1 year, how are people going to look at you? How are people talk about you? What are they going to say? See, all of this is going to be determined by what you're going to do from now on. So just for a final call, please stand up for me, just real quick for yourself. Just stand up, and in a position of strength, just close your eyes for 1 second. In a position of strength, take that decision on what you always wanted in life. Think about what really matters to you, who you really want to help, what you really want to do. See, if you could do anything, if you had all the power that you needed, if you were the right person, what would you do? What would you go for? What would be the biggest dream you would ever have? You know, there's a loving God. He gave you all the passion, all the purpose, all the power to go to where you want to go. And this is your moment. This is the day that's going to turn your life around. So I want you to make the sound on how it feels if you take a decision. Come on, make the sound on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Yes! Come on! This is the moment. This is how you can do it. See, understand, nobody else is going to do it for you, but you can do it. So this is the day that I want you to never, ever, ever forget. Mark it in your calendar, because this is a day that's going to turn your life around. Thank you so much.
Right now, I need to make sure everybody